welcome back to Low Country Spotlight. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Our next guest is someone that I just happen to know collaterally, right? Yeah, right. Not because I gave birth to her 20-something years ago or because she lives in my house, for several months of the year, but she's just kind of a nice girl. So, last week we started a segment where we were talking about college students and how to inspire them so that they can succeed and do well in school and all those things. So I thought how appropriate that I bring on Miss Alexis Pizarro, who is a student at North Carolina Central in Durham. What's y'all's mascot?
An eagle.
Okay, so go Eagles, Eagle Pride. Welcome to Low Country Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
This could be like bring your child to work if this was really my job, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we could pretend like this is bring your child to work. So you're getting ready to head back to school at North Carolina Central. Tell us a little bit about, how you're feeling, excited, sad to leave me at home. What are you thinking?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Why are you so ready to go?
Because I have a lot of work to do. I'm just ready to graduate. I'm ready to get it over with.
Okay, good. Well, now tell us a little about some of your activities at Central for people who may not know.
Extracurricular?
Yeah, extracurricular. Yeah, those things.
Okay, I'm a part of a prestigious modeling troupe on campus. Its name is Bon Vivant Fashion Society.
Okay.
Established in 1983 by Melvin C. Walker. We got to know all that stuff.
I didn't even know that y'all had that much history.
Yeah.
I just thought y'all just made that up.
No.
Okay.
I do that. I'm the vice president of that organization, and other than that, I study. That's about it.
Okay, good. Okay, so I always tell my audience like crazy things about my children, and one of the things that I haven't shared with the audience yet is you have a lot of tattoos, and I don't know if you remember. After I took you to college, you had no tattoos. You had perfect skin like mine, and then the first time I came to see you, you had this tattoo, and I asked you what it was, and what did you say? What did you tell me?
That it was fake?
Yes. Specifically, I think you told me, "Oh, Mom, that's not a real tattoo.
It's gonna go away in 2 weeks.
That's henna." And I'm like, I think I Googled henna tattoos to see how long it takes them to go away. Of course, if you have one, it takes about a week. And then I saw you several weeks later, and not only was that tattoo still there, you had some more. And I realized, okay, this is not like henna tattoos. Tell us a little bit about the freedom that you feel or that you experience when you first go off to college.
You're just happy to be out of the house. You don't have anybody telling you when to come home. You can eat anything. You don't have a curfew. There are just literally no rules. So it's easy to get distracted.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. What do you do to avoid having those kind of distractions? Seriously.
You have to have a plan. I know now that I have to write these things down.
Okay.
Sticky notes, planners, calendars, these things are mandatory to be successful.
Okay, yeah, because you actually going back to school, you came home for a semester. We're just dealing in transparency here.
Oh my God.
So talk to us a little bit about, how you felt about having to come home, like seriously.
You made me come home.
Yeah.
I was not happy, but I had to. It was like a reality check. Like, get it together.
Right.
Now.
And I think that having this talk maybe will inspire somebody in the audience. I really was devastated when I realized I needed to bring my kid home from college because I felt like she wasn't really applying herself. And I had to go through that kind of, it wasn't a good feeling. It wasn't a good feeling when you think that, you've done everything you right, and then this happens. How did you feel about that?
I was disappointed in myself. Like, as soon as I noticed that I started slacking, I was like, oh, it's going to kill me. Mm-hmm. And I had this plan. I was like, when you're having fun, you're not thinking about school. And I was honestly to the point, like, I think I'm going to tell my mom I'm not going back to school. I just want to stay here. But I don't know. I just, you and Miss Jolanda, y'all really...
Shout out to Miss Jolanda Pinkney.
Y'all...
Trident Tech.
Yeah, y'all got me right together. So.
Yeah. So I mean, and how did you feel? You know, I guess once the reality set in that, oh my gosh, this is where I am. And really, how did you feel because all your friends were still at school?
I knew that I had a lot of catching up to do because they didn't have the same problems as me. A lot of them are from North Carolina, so them coming to Durham wasn't a culture shock to them like it was for me. So I don't know. It's just like I just really hope they don't graduate before me. Like I'm running behind them trying to get there, but I'm gonna get there.
Okay, so culture shock, that's something that you experienced. Have you talked to some of your friends? Like, I mean, you've got the Carroll girls that are at Howard. We know Joey Harrison finished at Winthrop. Talk to us about the culture shock and if any of your friends experienced that.
I'm sure at Howard it's a lot different. It's a bigger culture shock than it is for me going to Durham. Durham is pretty rural. It's kind of similar to Charleston in a way. It was just I was seeing a lot of people I've never seen before. Seeing the organizations on campus is just very different. But for Howard, as prestigious and huge Howard is, it's in the metropolitan area, like I'm sure that was a lot harder for them, but I mean, they're getting it done. So.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about your plans and your intentions and your inspiration and your aspirations going forward. That's a big question.
Inspiration is you.
Yeah.
Your school, education, life goals. Aspiration to graduate with just to make it, to cross that stage.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to dance across the stage.
You do the Running Man.
Yes.
Running Man challenge on stage, okay.
My plan to get there is just to stay focused. Like, that's really all it takes. Because the coursework is literally not that hard. It's just maintaining stability and just staying.
Because you did really well in high school. Were you shocked? I mean, at the fact that and you did really well, like your first year and a half. Were you shocked at the fact that just the last two semesters, I guess, just kind of.
Yeah, I wasn't failing. I just wasn't participating in class. It doesn't take much to pass a class. Like, you're in the class for several weeks and you're paying for this class. Why wouldn't you take out the effort to get to know your professor, sit at the front of the class? If you do that, you're like, you'll do
on
well.
your way.
Yeah. So I just wasn't doing that. I just wasn't applying myself. It wasn't hard. I just wasn't interested.
Well, that is so awesome. The fact that you're so transparent. I don't think you and I have talked about this. It's just wonderful. We have to have an audience of like 1 million people to help us accomplish these goals. Well, I'm very proud of you. You know, you spent this past semester at home with me. You went to Trident. You took a whole lot of, I think you took 14 credit hours that you're taking back to Central, and we're going to send you off with good wishes and prayers, and, you know, I'm going to have to lay hands on you, you know, and bring down the Holy Spirit, but I believe you will be fine. So what are your parting words to your classmates who may have a similar issue?
Get it together.
Yeah.
And keep it together.
Get it together and keep it together. Okay, we've been talking to Alexis Pizarro, who is returning to North Carolina Central with a very good message. Get it together and keep it together. That's her plan, and hopefully that plan will inspire you. Okay, we are done. We will see you next time on Low Country Spotlight. Thanks. Bye.